Hello, everyone. My guest today is Andre Cvijovic. She is building a great company called Referrizer.com. He's founded four marketing companies in 3 countries. He's a born entrepreneur. Started making money at 7, and at 14 had 3 income streams already. His desire to help local small businesses create one of the most advanced marketing automation platforms today in Referrizer.com. Andre, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to be on your podcast. I love listening it, and I wish this will be great contribution to your podcast.
I think if you tell me all of your revenue data, I can guarantee it'll be a good show. How much did you do last month?
Great
Talking. That's a great transition, right? That was pretty smooth, I think. No, but let's take a step. Let's step back though before we jump into that. So you're based down there in Florida. What's Referrizer doing? I mean, are you playing in the marketing automation space?
That's right. I mean, the primary is we are automating a lot of things that people are doing manually, or the things they would love to do, but they never do it because they hate doing it, right? You love referrals, but it's not easy for you to say, hey, Andre, would you like looking in your Rolodex and find a couple people and just share them while we're talking information about my podcast, my business, my opportunities, right?
Yep.
People don't like begging for it, but they consider, I want to do it. So what we do is we automate that whole process. And not only referral program, we ask for reviews. You like to build your online reputation, but even if you have a gut to ask, you don't send them a link where to review them, right? And how to filter who you're going to ask. Are you going to ask everybody or only people who are satisfied with your business? Like, we take care of everything from reviews to loyalty to bringing them back. People fall into your past category business. You want to bring them back. How to do it? You might not feel good about billing information, right?
So when did you first start building this? What year?
2012 was prior reorganizing company. It was, part of my previous business called Mac Marketing. And the reason why we did it is I maxed out results for one of my clients, and he got 27% conversion, 100 hits on the website, 27 people walk into his practice. It was incredible.
So hold on, Andre, just to be clear, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. You had an agency and you spun this SaaS company out of the agency?
Correct.
In 2012? 2012. And how much did the agency do in revenue in 2011?
10,000 a month.
Okay, got it. So not a ton, about 120K. Now, when you spun this out of the business, did you keep 100% or do you have co-founders?
I did 100%.
Okay, so you currently today still own 100% of the business?
No. I own about 83%.
Okay, what happened? Someone stole 17%.
Yeah, somebody stole. First of all, I gave my equity to my team. We don't call them employees; they're co-owners. So everybody in companies pay 20% with a stake of 80% cash, 20% equity. That's one thing. And then I get some early friends and family members who invested 5 to 10,000. One guy came. I asked him for 35. He offered twice 80,000. So they chipped out a certain percentage of the company. And
I see. How much did you raise from friends and family total?
220,000.
220. Okay. And that was back in 2012?
No, that's 2016.
2016. Okay.
Yeah. For first 3 years, we were 100% bootstrap.
Okay, love that. Now in 2016, when you raised at $220,000, what valuation did you raise at?
So we raised it on $3 million valuation.
And how'd you come up with that?
We said that's valuation and people accepted
it. What was revenue in 2016? Do you remember?
Revenue I remember was still about 80,000 a year.
80,000 a year. Okay.
So revenue, the valuation was, in our story of the founders, it was like, if you have idea and somebody else invest money, it's like $1 million worth. If you have a product that's running, you have no revenue, it's 2 million. If you already have a revenue, clients are paying for it, it's 3 million. So we kind of lock it out for 3 million before we really could justify it based on revenue metrics.
Yep. Now, fast forward today, how many customers are you working with?
We just passed 1,000. So we are about 1,015 paying clients and over 13,000 freemium ones.
13,000 freemium. Okay, let's dive into that for a second before we talk about your current revenue. How did you move 1,000 customers from free to paid?
Oh, I didn't move them. They came in as a paid one. So our primary acquisition channel is a paid clients. Freemium is just a feeder for our demo scheduler.
Okay, so last month, how many new free accounts did you got set up and how many demos did that generate?
interesting number, exactly 100 brand new clients. We generated about 1,000 demos.
Okay, so last month you did 1,000 demos and 100 converted to paid.
1,000 demos scheduled, 300 attended, 100 paid.
Wow. Okay. And how many free trial signups did you need to get 1,000 demos scheduled?
So it's not correlated. Free signups are on their own, happening from the website, organic penetration, so on. So we have 128 free signups with 5.47% conversion out of those free signups, and everything else was our brute force call center dialing out. We are cold calling about 20,000 businesses every week.
How many people on your sales team?
About 20 in our call center.
And how many calls do they do a month or a week?
A week, 20,000.
Wow. Okay. How does that math work?
So this is what's kind of secret sauce of Referrizer growth, bootstrapping. Whole sales system is performance-based, 100%, no base pay, right? No overhead. The half of the setup fee, that's $500, goes to appointment setter that sets up the demo. Plus, we give them 10% of residual, right? Then second half goes to the closer, plus 10% residual. So my cost to acquire client at this moment is covered on the first payment of the first client, right?
Okay. And what is the residual, the recurring payment after the 500 setup fee usually? How much are customers paying?
Its average was last year $179, so $18 per client on the sales side and $18 per client for appointment side. So
so customers were converting to $180 a month plans, basically.
$180 a month.
Okay.
Average. And this year was about 200.
Okay. And how much MRR did you do last month?
MRR, I'm looking at it, 174. Okay.
Yep. 174,000. And how much of that was setup fees, or none of it was setup fees?
Good question. So 146 is residual without setup fee. So if you deduct 174 minus 146, I would say 28,000 is the
setup fees last month. And that is the key to staying basically bootstrapped, is you use those setup fees to fund growth via the commissions you pay out.
Correct. And that was our takeoff. We went from 60,000 a year revenue to 1.4 million, literally in 12 months, just by implementing this model.
Okay, hold on. I want to break this down. So right now you're doing about $150,000 a month in revenue. What were you doing just on the SaaS side? What were you doing exactly a year ago in 2020?
About 20% less than that.
Okay, got it. So call it like 115.
Yeah.
130.
115. And 145 was maybe total revenue with the setup.
Okay. What year did you implement this incentive program where you saw exponential growth?
2016.
Oh, it was in 20. Okay, so 2016 again, you did 80 grand that year in revenue, and you're saying you went in 27. How much revenue total in 2017?
1.1 million.
I see. So that was your big breakout year.
That's right.
Interesting. So just to repeat this back to you, you've got a call center with 100 people in it. They make 20 people. They make 20,000 calls per week. So they're each calling 1,000 people per week.
Correct.
They can, on average, if they convert one of those 1,000 callers into a paid account, they sell a $500 setup fee, which they keep 50% of, so $250. Plus, they just added to their monthly income about 10% of the recurring fee of $180 per month, which is what the customer pays. So $18 a month there on average.
So you sell 10 accounts, your monthly raise is like $190. So every month you're increasing your earning for $180.
How can somebody else listening do this? They want to set up a call center of 20 people. How do they do it?
3 steps, right? You gotta be transparent with the people from get-go in hiring orientation. Do not mislead people that this is an hourly rate and then tell them this is.
Where is it? Where's the call center?
All across the globe. Work from home.
Oh, right. It's not a physical location.
Not a physical, right? They need a headset, internet, and a screen. That's it. We provide them with the software. We provide them with the script, with objections, with the process, with the questions, with the scheduling, everything, with the daily trainings, scripts, name it. Second thing is we put ads across the nation every week We get 200 people registered for that position. We do live orientation where we get 100 people on the live call Zoom listening. We cover three things: about the company, about the job, about earnings. We are fully transparent. We want to tell them, interview me first. So this is not me interviewing you. This is orientation where they interview us. There's a bunch of questions firing. And then about 40% of them out of 100 apply for the job. It says, we want to be there. However, we put a filter on it, says we hire superstars only, right? Because we show them they can make $100,000 in a call center, correlated to any other call center that can make 40,000, right? Even more. So my good appointment setters are making $60, $70 an hour compared to $15 an hour that then everybody pays on an hourly basis. And they come on a call, they do testimonial and so on. So, and we provide them with a detailed training. On the very first day, they are ready to jump.
You had $26,000 last month in just $500 setup fees. Were all of those setup fees generated from these 20 callers?
Yes. I mean, they are setting appointments and then 5 closers are making sales, collecting credit cards. So it's 2-step sales process.
But those 20 sellers then that are in their pajamas at home, they made it through your process, they closed $26,000 in setup fees for you. They're keeping amongst 20 of them about $13,000 of that 50%.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so ignoring the setup fees, last month, when you just look at the 10% you're paying out residually, how much last month did you pay out to these 20 people that are part of your call center team?
So on the total level of the company, when you do accounting and when you separate everything that goes towards the sales, it's about 35% of our revenue going to sales efforts. If you're growing fast, it goes 40%, right? So if it's 174,000 times 0.4, it goes about $70,000 towards sales efforts.
Yep. So you spent about $70,000 last month to this team, which you're happy to do because they're not a fixed cost for you. It's all upside. It's all commission only.
Correct.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's variable cost. The more they sell, the more I pay it out.
Yep. Interesting. Tell me about the rest of the team. Now, what's the full, ignoring these 20 on the call center side, what's the total team size today?
Oh, tough question because the team is hiring without even me participating in that. But let's put it this way: 12 people in development, 2 people in testing, product team of 5 people, marketing team of 4 people, support team of 13 people now, probably 14. And then there's the admin people that have multiple hats, about 3 or 4 of them. So I would say beside the sales force, about 33 people on the payroll.
Got it. 33 full-time fixed expenses, another 20 that are variable expenses. They have to eat what they kill. Here's
a catch. All of those that are on a salary are outsourced.
Okay. So you're basically saying you're not paying them $70,000 a year. You get arbitrage there. It's cheaper.
Correct.
Interesting. Where we
get 3 to 1 ratio. So my developers are back in Serbia. Like support team is Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, right, Macedonia, and so on. That Eastern Europe part of the country.
What would you value your business at today?
We just raised some money and we valued it as $9 million.
How much did you raise?
500,000.
Okay, and why did you do that?
Because of COVID, honestly. COVID came in, 35% revenue loss first month. And I got shocked. It was like either we fired 35% people or we lower everybody income on those salary base because we were bootstrapped. We never, when I paid out on a beginning of the month, bank account is with like $5,000 on it. And it says, this is too lean. We cannot operate like this. We got to have a Nasdaq. Let me give up some of the ownership and let's bring some investors. So for those reasons, I wanna make sure that I don't get in the situation anymore that I have to go through challenge of. I mean, luckily we didn't lose a single employee. We didn't lose clients. We just lost the revenue. We gave them free accounts until they recover. No employee was fired. Everybody took the same cut. Nobody quit. Right. So we stormed through the COVID like champions. But I figured out this is not a way to run the business as lean as possible. So plus we want to grow. It's much easier when you have funds that to invest and risk and test the new channels. Now we are opening 4 new channels. I'm opening 20 people in SDR email role, 20 people in LinkedIn hiring. We are opening digital marketing channel that we're optimizing now. That we started a podcast. First season is out, right? We have a team about that's running and producing it. So it spreads out a lot more for us as a bigger opportunity when you can invest.
Mm-hmm. If someone offered you that exact valuation, $9 million to sell the company today, all cash up front, would you sell?
No.
So then why raise $500K at $9 million?
Just because I didn't want to negotiate too much. The client came in, honestly. We sent an email to all my clients, says, do you want to own piece of Referrizer?
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. I sent 1,000 emails out. Interestingly, 5 of them says, I'm interested. What do you have? And one guy who literally 15 days before that was saying, hey, the business is slow. Can I pause my payment, right? And so on. He came in and invested $300,000. And he is an incredible partner, great advisor. And since he is a client, an advisor, and a mentor, we did a discount.
Yep.
And then that opens up a desire for other investors come in. So another 2 came in with the same valuation, put the money in. Third one is 1 day away to put another 100,000. So
we've been talking on Founder Path about debt. I should have been asking you about equity. Will you let me put in another $100,000 at the $9 million valuation?
I don't know. Would you like to invest 100,000?
I would look at it. Yes, if everything you're telling me right now it checks out in your numbers, I think you're building something really interesting here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I'm open. We still didn't close that 1 million round, and I would love to have you as a partner.
All right, you're a Latka fan then. You'd let me in.
I am.
All right. Good. Well, we'll chat more about that offline. But this is great. So, okay, good. So this makes a lot of sense. Now, are you profitable today? Or are you still burning cash?
We started burning cash as the investment came in, as we are expanding the channels. But this is like bridging the gap until the revenue kicks in.
Yeah, I mean, imagine someone listening right now is going 20,000 calls a week. At some point, Andre's going to run out of people to call. How does he keep the pipeline fresh?
No, that's interesting. There's no end to the pipeline, right? First of all, there is
famous last words. Come on, there's got to be an end somewhere.
You know what? I was thinking the same, and then I read a couple books. And I figured out there's no limit because we have Canada, we have Australia, we have UK, we have world in front of us. We're not even touching that. So consider this. 9 out of 10 phone calls are not valuable. People are not answering their phone calls. They're busy. The business owner is not there. So consider that you only have 2,000 out of 20,000 meaningful conversations. And even if you talk to them, they says, call me later on or call me tomorrow. Or maybe it's not the right moment. So they almost appreciate being persistent on them. Mm-hmm. And every call is recorded. We have quality assurance. We use it for training purposes, we evaluate them and so on. So I'm doubling up on the effort. We'll be soon having 40,000 phone calls because we just launched European call center. That's doing incredibly well, right? And we are adding email role and a LinkedIn role that's going to do follow up on the phone calls as well.
We've talked about the variable compensation you pay your sales reps when they land a new customer. That's part of your CAC. But when you look at your fully weighted CAC, customer acquisition cost to get a new $180 a month customer, what are you paying?
About $800 to $900.
Okay, so you're getting paid back there in, call it 7, 8, 9 months.
Yeah. If I was about to pay full upfront, that would cost me. One demo is costing me attended demo between $80 on the email SDR role to $130 in the most expensive call center role, with US based.
And ignore COVID in terms of churn. What does your churn look like during sort of normal or average times?
Around 6%. Varies
monthly?
From 5.5 to 6.5.
Monthly?
Monthly.
Yeah. Interesting. 60% churn per year across the base.
Yeah. And the thing is, we're very harsh on those numbers. We calculate churn people who pull the money out of the money back guarantee. We have about 1.5%, 2% of people. We offer a really strong money back guarantee, and they have 7 to 30 days to call that. And some companies don't count that as a sign up if they refund it within money back guarantee. Second one is we calculate churn multiple times on the same client. Comes in, do the campaign, pays for 2 months, gets out. Comes in, gets out. So 4 times they're affecting my churn. Some companies don't count that as a churn. Mm-hmm. So we really want to get a clear picture about what the churn is. by having the worst case scenario on the churn. However, I am aware that this can be improved. So we created a churn team. It's called Zero Churn Team, where we have a person who's consistently monitoring the whole customer journey and why they're churning, documenting those processes, and have an offboarding process where we have a one-on-one conversation with every person, analyzing really what happens. So there's no client left behind. Plus, one of our strongest, smartest engineers is taking on data science now, specifically focusing on a churn. So we'll have a predictive churn and analyzing account health status and really seeing where the churn is coming from. So I believe within a year and a half, we'll be down to 3%.
You're thinking about the right stuff, Andre. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
Ooh. Oh, man. Favorite business books is Ultimate Sales Machine by Jeff Holmes. I read it 9 times. I recommend it everybody. It's a business Bible.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I like Dan Martell a lot, and I'm a big fan of him, and Elon Musk as well, because I read his books and biographies and his challenges, struggles.
No. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building Referrizer?
Jira.
All right. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Sorry, say that again.
How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8 hours. No compensation on that.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married with a kid. 16
One
years
kiddo.
old.
How old are you?
I'm 38 now.
38. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Whoa. Kind of don't have any regrets or knowledges. That's a tough one.
Maybe something you tell your 16-year-old.
If I can do all over again, I would do the same way, man. I don't know.
It's not about a regret. It's just something you wish you knew when you were 20.
I should come to US earlier.
Okay. And where are you now? You're in Florida, right?
I was living in Serbia when I was 20. So maybe that would be one thing that I would speed it up.
Guys, there you have it. Referrizer.com launched in 2012. In 2016, they were doing $80,000 a year in revenue, ballooned in 12 months to 1.1 million in terms of ARR in 2017, now doing about 1.7 million a year in revenue, or about $150,000 a month in pure SaaS, but a lot of other cash flow coming from setup fees, over 1,000 customers, paying on average $180 per month. He's moved his entire sales organization into a variable cost. You're going to enjoy that in the episode. Burning a little cash today as they raised $500,000 last year during COVID at a $9 million valuation. 33 folks on the team, 14 engineers, sales team over 20 people, dialing 20,000 numbers per week as their main channel. Andre, thanks for taking us to the top.
Appreciate you. Looking forward to listening to this episode again and sharing it with the other folks.
Thanks, Andre.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.